Now, the original 13 colonies and their borders, when the Declaration of Independence was tendered to the people of the United States and to the monarchy and to the powers of the globe at that time, Russia, France, Spain, England, Germany, even the Iranian and the Greeks, because at that time their empires were stronger. Maybe to the Pope, to the Catholic Church, when the Declaration of Independence was written, the colonies were self governing already. So the colonies were basically coerced to buy manufactured goods from England and prevented from making their own goods. Maybe that's not correct. But they had something called the Boston Tea Party, where American seamen in Massachusetts dumped English cargo of tea into the ocean. Now, that was a war, but they called it the Tea Party. It was quite symbolic. They did not like, the colonists did not like how much taxes they had to pay to the crown. Or something along those lines, whatever it was. Now, King Charles, in his speech a few days ago in Washington, D.C., if that is a speech, because it could be artificial intelligence and it could be some edited or constructed presentation, but I think it was the speech. He mentioned that America inherited some of the United Kingdom's ideas, namely taxation without representation. Now, taxation is a given thing now around most of the globe, and representation by itself is not enough. You have to provide service and value for it. Taxation is like an insurance policy, a social insurance policy. Your taxes go into that insurance fund, and that insurance company takes care of all the residents of the country. Now we have the Social Security Trust Fund. It is not insurance, but it could be likened to it. You paid something, you have to get something for it, right? Now, the world is not as simple as that anymore. The Ten Commandments of Jehovah, or whoever wrote it or passed it down, you can go and look at that and you can say that's all it takes to live on this earth, and you'd be living in the Stone Age. right? There's much more to it. You can say, oh, the world runs itself. To a large extent, it does. People have to make money. They find a way to make money. They have stores. They have crops, but they have to use the money that the government controls, right? Even the rich people, the very rich people, they don't have their own currency. They have to use some other country's currency. And they live within that country and they are taxed. They are taxed in their country too, right? Right? Now, the monarchy of England, they had their own gold coins, and the Spanish king had his own gold coin. The monarchy had their organization that took care of the whole country. Now we have governments that do that. Governing an area was not limited to the monarchy and that sort of group that they had wherever they had it. It was expanded to include representatives, not just representative to be there that this is our chieftain and we give taxes, so we have to have a seat here. They have representatives who have to provide good to the country, not just to their area. You're a representative from New York and you're doing good for people in Idaho. Why is that bad? Why is that bad? You're supposed to do that. You're a representative from New York, but you are part of the United States. By doing good for people in Idaho, they live better, they can do good for someone else. Interstate commerce. But no, we are paying you more than you send back to us. It's not as simple as that. Or we are getting 10 times as much that we pay into the treasury. Why? There are times where that may be a relevant question and times when there may be reasons for it. Compelling reasons. Compelling, rational, not self-serving. Compelling, rational reason in the nations for the nation's well-being and prosperity, not simply just security. Security and healthcare overpriced. You have to provide value for the money you take in your agency or department.